and welcome. My name is Filipa and this is my channel Awkward the Talk, where I give parents the tools, skills and knowledge to provide their children with mindful sexual education. Today's topic is let kids be kids. I'm going to talk a little bit about how certain behaviors that adults have and certain conversations that adults have in front of children actually eroticize them and disturb their healthy sexual development. So the first thing is, if you are co-sleeping, you should not at any point have sex while your child is in the bed, even if you think that they're sleeping. Parents should not have sex in the same environment that their children sleep in, and when parents exchange these heated demonstrations of affection, it is unhealthy for children to witness that. This is even if you think that your child is asleep when you're having sex with your partner, a lot of the time children actually wake up and witness witness their parents having sex, and this can be very traumatic and have a similar effect on children as sexual abuse. I'm not saying it's sexual abuse, I'm just saying that the result of it, the outcome in the child can be very similar to it, because children are not capable of understanding what is going on. A lot of the time they think, if they're very small and they don't understand what's going on, they will think that their dad is trying to kill their mom or is hating her, and this is something that children should not be exposed to. The other thing is, you shouldn't be telling these sexualized jokes around children, and a lot of the times people think, oh, you know, he's not listening or she's not listening, they're just playing with their toys, and adults are having these adult conversations in the presence of children, thinking that their children are not paying that much attention to them, when in fact children are there and listening to everything that is being said, but they do not have the emotional or psychological maturity to digest the information that they are receiving. Do not encourage your child to flirt with other children. Like, do not encourage this dating and flirting thing among kids, because it is not appropriate, and they do not, again, have the emotional and psychological development to deal with that. You know, don't say those things of, oh, who's your little girlfriend and who's your boyfriend, and you know, those little things. It is inappropriate, because children don't date, and there has to be and here, why is this a serious thing? Because there is a very big confusion between what is dating and what is being friends, and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So children do not date, because dating is something that teenagers and adults do, and dating is related to love, and is also related to lust and sexual desire, which children don't have, because they don't have these sexual hormones to feel that way. So do not stimulate this in them, because it is not appropriate for their age and for their developmental stage. When also and this is a pet peeve of mine, do not encourage your children to engage in these little sexy dances on TikTok or on social media, because one, it is inappropriate for them to be exposed to and then take part in, sexualized content, especially these little sexy dances. Like, they're children. There's a time and place for everything, and childhood is not a time or place for these little humans to be sexualized. Um, it is inappropriate, and it all of this disrupts the natural process of building sexuality. Um, there's no good reason for you to engage children in these, you know, overtly sexual little dances, and also to expose them on social media, which is an added factor to of something that's not acceptable. If even if your child wants to do these things, you are the parent, and you're the one who should be guiding their psychosexual development and their socialization, and you're the one who has to establish limits of what is okay and what is not okay. This is a contentious one now, which is kissing in the mouth. There are many cultures where kissing children in the mouth is acceptable. I don't think it is necessary. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. And this, you know, it's up to you how you then take this information and implement it in your family or not. I think that it is unnecessary to kiss children in the mouth, because there's so many other ways of showing children affection. It's the reason for this is that it can confuse the child's mind, since most children associate kissing in the mouth with dating, with things that their parents do to each other, right? So it can eroticize the child. It is the other thing that can eroticize the child or adultize the child, which is give characteristics of adults to children, is allowing children to have access to inappropriate content for their age. So I'm not talking about porn, although porn is part of this. I'm talking about soap operas and some music videos and movies that show non-explicit sexual content, but it is still present. It is still the sexual tension is still clear, and children pick up on that, even though adults like to think that they don't. Depending on how old your child is, you really want to be checking what their interactions are on Instagram or Facebook or whatever social media they're into. And also remember that unsupervised access to computers, tablets, and phones is also how a lot of children access pornography. So I'm not saying no screens, I'm just saying make screens as safe as possible. When the other thing we should be avoiding is dressing children in clothes that are too adult-like, too sexy, because this is introducing children to a world that they're not yet physically, emotionally, psychosexually prepared to enter, because of their age and their stage of development. And yes, I'm very against all kinds of little fashion shows and competitions that involve children, because it does sexualize them, it does expose them to an unhealthy competition that is about their bodies. So when we offer sexual education that does not respect the development of the children, what we are doing is we are deforming their idea of themselves and the world. And there is that is something that we have to be mindful of. And how do we counteract this general eroticization of children that has become more and more common in the media and in the world today is by giving them adequate sexual education. And I mean mindful sexual education that is conscious, that is appropriate, age appropriate, that it takes into account not just age but the development stage that your child is in, and that provides them with facts that are accurate. And also, this is an education that is intentional. Here, what we want to constantly be reinforcing are body and emotional limits, consent, what is good touch and what is bad touch, and always be protecting children against potential abuse or access to inappropriate content. So these are the things that you should be avoiding to make sure that your child is not being eroticized and is not having their idea of sexual education distorted by things that happen around them. I hope this helped.